Evening all. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining me. I've got lots of people online at the moment and having a nice chat. Well, thank you for being here whilst I arrange some music for this week. We've got quite a substantial list of music to get through this week. So I have been working already this weekend. So the plan for tonight, there's one piece that I just cannot get out of my head. We're going to start with it. It's the Sussex Carol. I've just got a, I don't know, particularly vibrant guitar-based fun arrangement of it in my head. And then we'll look at some of the pieces that I've already made a start on and do some polish, because I'm aware that you've been, bless you, been also very patient with me as I kind of struggle with the early bars of an arrangement. So I thought tonight we'd start with one of those, but then we do a bit of polish on some others. So yes, it'll be things like Away in the Manger, second tune, Deck the Halls. Notice there is more than one hall here on Homechoir, and much more besides. Yes, the cantilena will get an airing, but it's not all about cantilena. Sorry, those of you who are here for cantilena. Someone said you can never have too much cantilena. I actually have to say, I agree. You can never have too much cantilena. So hello, everyone. Let me say to you, people are asking, hello, Dave. Hello, everyone. Paul and Nancy and Susanna and Fiona and Maury. Yes, there will be lots of cantilena, Susanna. I can't get away from it, can it? It's the most wonderful instrument. So who is here? Hello, Alison. Hello, Anna. Hello, Carolyn and Kathy. Hello, Dave and Jill and Emma and Fiona and Maury and Gina and Jill and Julie and Lisa and Mary and Nicola and Nikki and Norm and Paul and Nancy and Susanna and Terry and everyone else is watching. I'm certain that Helen and Bill are here. Hello, folks. So yes, enjoy. Let's go to our GarageBand view. And I've got the button set up. I have. Marvellous. So yes, we're going to have some fun. Sussex Carol, first of all. Oh, people are asking how Katie's concert went, by the way. It was wonderful. It was such a lovely opportunity to hear young people sing. It was the first time, actually, that the youth choir had sung in their own concert for 2 years. It was Katie's first performance with them, and she did magnificently. Absolutely brilliant. Really, she knew all the words, which is more than can be said for some of her colleagues. She sang absolutely beautifully. She watched the conductor. She gave 100%, and I could not be prouder of her. So thank you ever so much, everyone, for all of your lovely comments and all of your questions. She has been playing the clarinet all afternoon and singing, and looking forward to her concerts. She's got more concerts at school this week, so she's a very, very busy musician, and I do know that lots of you have got lots on at the moment. Emma, I hope your carol singing went well today. And I caught sight that Dave and Jill have got a busy day tomorrow, so all the best for that. I have a busy day tomorrow as well, as I've got 2 face-to-face performances this week, and I'm very glad we're having them at the moment before this horrible new variant takes hold. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to the lovely music. Now, I will glance down. Oh, bless you all. Thank you. People are asking, how do we remove background noise? Oh yes, there's all sorts of things can be done, but hopefully we won't have too much background noise tonight. So right, the Sussex Carol. That's the one that goes, on Christmas night all Christians sing to hear the news the angels bring. And it's just got that driving kind of compound time feel to it. The one that David Wilcox says, da, 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 da. We're not going to do that. We're going to do our own thing. So first of all, let's establish, well, I've already opened a window here, as you can see, and I've chosen the key, which is D major, because that means I can reach for the cantilena when I need it. This one definitely needs some cantilena in it. I've also got my guitar, so let's choose a tempo. At the moment, it's set to 125, which is quite brisk. Let's turn that down a smidge, and let's have a listen to the beat for that. Let me just check you can all hear. Good, you can all hear that click. Lovely, that'll do to start. I might make it a little slower just while we're getting some chords down. So what I'm going to do, as always, is build a framework. We've got 4 verses here. And hello to everyone who's just joined us in the last few minutes. Hello, Christine. Great to see you. I hope that Terry's very well. Oh, lovely. Fiery Requiem. Oh, lovely stuff. Right, anyway. We're going to sing some Fiery Requiem next year on Homechoir. So here we go. So, all right, I think I'm going to start that one again. It's all right. I need it to be a little bit louder on the click so I don't go out of time. That always helps. And we are starting with electric piano, though I'm going to change that instrument shortly. I quite like the sound of it. I think I'll slow it down a little bit, just so I have a bit of a chance to get some other notes in. Right, one more time. Here we go. On Christmas night, a Christian sing to hear the news the angels bring. Christmas night, a Christian sing to hear the news the angels bring. News of great joy, news of great mirth, news of a merciful King's birth. Then why should man on earth be so sad, since our Redeemer made us glad? Then why should man on earth be so sad, since our Redeemer made us glad? When from our sin he set us free, all for to gain our liberty. When sin departs before his grace, then life and health come in his place. When sin departs before his grace, then health come in his place. Angels and men with joy may sing, all for to see the newborn King. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. All out of darkness we have light, the angels sing this night. Glory to God and peace to men, now and forevermore. Amen. Okay, some interesting shapes and corners there. Let's just go in here and have a look. So we're going to quantize this, ladies and gents. One about quantization. This is where we just click a little button here, and all of the notes. I don't know if you saw that, so I'll do that. I'll undo it. Keep an eye at the bottom of the screen. Just let me just check what you can see. Just this side, these little lines here. These show the notes. You can see they're not quite lined up with the beat because I'm a human, not a computer. But if I go to quantize here, and I select 1/8 triplet, that should put it all into time. I don't know if you spotted, but they all jumped in. Now, some of those notes I deliberately played against the beat, and I'm going to put in some nice off-beat accents with the guitar in a minute. So listen. On Christmas night, a Christian sing to hear the news the angels bring. On Christmas night, a Christian sing, hear the news the angels bring. Lovely. Okay, good. Now, we need a little bit of, I think it needs a bit of movement. How's people doing? Nikki says I need one of those in my life. I know what you mean. Just a little button that just puts everything where it needs to be. Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous? You've got to, the problem with quantization is you've got to be pretty close. Otherwise, it'll just assume you mean the beat next door, which is exactly what had happened to me, I'm sure. I'd click the button and it would put all the stuff that I wanted to put away in the wrong room. Right, so let's get... Oh, it's been a while since we've had some proper dulcimer. We loves dulcimer on this channel, we do's. We really do's. So, I've got gamelan, marimba, kalimba. Kalimba, kalimba. Let's see if I can type this in. Dulcimer, is it going to let me? Ah, yes. The dulcimer. Oh, lovely. Because I think we just need some... a bit lower. Good. Right, let's slow it down a little bit, just to give me a chance to play these notes. Hopefully in the right order. Here we go. So count in. 2, 3, 4. Oh, can't hear it. Too loud on the dulcimer, not loud enough on the click. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, I'll use this as an opportunity for those of you who are GarageBand aficionados. Let me show you a way to make your own click. Okay, because sometimes the click isn't loud enough, and you can put a drum beat to it, but I want a very specific click to go along. So I'm going to choose a drum kit. Let's go for the orchestra percussion kit. I'm going to get rid of that for now. And we're just going to go to the... Interesting noises here. Good. Right, so this is what we do. We turn on cycle mode, which is the button up here at the top that's just gone yellow. And we've got 4 bars, and we don't need 4 bars, we just need 2. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit record, and what will happen is the line will keep going back to the start of that yellow section while I play in. I'm going to slow it down a little bit more, turn it down a bit so it doesn't deafen everyone. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. So I played on the first beat of each bar, and then when it went round a second time, I played in the 2 and the 3. So I now quantize that. I need to select it all first. Quantize to 1/8 triplet is what we want for this, and make sure it's not too loud because it's quite piercing. So listen to it. There we go. Now, if I don't like the note, if I want to change it, I just click here at the side on the keyboard, and I can drag that down to any other note. So it now could sound like this. And what I'll do, the good old-fashioned way, because I need to know where the first beat is, I'll copy one note. There we go. And I'll do it again for each beat. And I've got 2, I'll copy the 2. And I've got 4, I'll copy all 4. And put those. I appreciate it does sound somewhat cacophonous. Here we go. There's my homemade metronome. There we are. For those of you who are GarageBand aficionados, you're welcome. Now, let's drag that all the way through. And let's go back to our dulcimer and turn off cycle mode. Otherwise, it'll just give me that one thing. Good. Don't yell chicken during the tequila song. Gina's saying, if you Google Yorkshire pub carols, I tell you what, it's a wonderful setting of while shepherds watch their flocks by night. While shepherds watch their flocks by night, or seated on the ground, the angel of the Lord came down, the angel of the Lord came down, and glory shone around, and glory shone around, and glory shone around. Might sound familiar. We shall have to do that. Whether I've got time to fit it in this year, I don't know. I might have to see if we can get a bit of the Yorkshire Shepherds. Right, here we go. No, wrong key. D major, not B flat major. Right, here we go. Don't worry, the orchestral percussion kit will not form part of the final version. Right, so now again, quantization. 1/8 triplet, a couple of interesting little notes which shouldn't have been in this. Well, let's have a listen. Let's take it back. Let's speed it up. This is how it sounds like I'm an amazing dulcimer player, but I'm not. On Christmas night all Christians sing to hear the news the angels bring. On Christmas night all Christians sing, hear the news the angels bring. News of great joy, news of great mirth, news of our merciful King's birth. They were listening for dodgy notes. Then why should men on earth be so sad, since our Redeemer made us glad? Then why should men on earth be... Ah, there it is. When you're scanning along, you just see a little note, just a teeny tiny note, just a semitone away from the note that you should be hearing. And you think, no, that's a prime candidate for deletion. Delete. Here we go. When sin departs before his grace, then life and health come in his place. When sin departs before his grace, then life and health come in his place. Angels and men with joy may sing, all for to see the newborn King. I like it in D major, it's much easier to sing. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. Glory to God and peace to men, now and forevermore. Amen. Nice. Okay, that's right. That's coming. So now, let's have a quick sip of drink. Hydration is so important. Yeah, lots of people are saying, not sure about the tempo. Do you know what? It's got to gallop. We do. I'll tell you what, if you like slow music, we'll have Away in a Manger second tune in a minute. I recorded all the vocals for that this afternoon. But no, this has just got to gallop. Like a horse that's out of control. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this is turn my speaking microphone down. So you can now hear me through the recording microphone. It does sound a bit muffled, but it's just so I don't deafen everyone. Okay, now, I'm going to slow it down so I can speed it up again later on. That's the lovely thing about this software, we can do that. So, here we go. So, actually, let's have a bit of acoustic. Master track. Add some space. Ooh. Just going to turn on a little bit of an acoustic. Let's step into what I call the Quarantine Choir Hall, otherwise known as the magnificent sound of Patchway Cathedral. Ha ha ha. There we go. Oh, right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this and just drag it one bar to the right, because something I've learnt recently is if you start the guitar chord right on the first beat of the bar, it cuts off the nice sort of the plucky sound. Okay, here we go. I'll turn that one all the way down. Here we go. explanation, of course. Just let me click off this. Quick explanation for those who are going, goodness me, he's really going for it. The difference between a down strum and an up strum is a case of accenting. It's the same with violin bows, and the down strum is stronger and the down bow is stronger because you've got gravity. So if you want to really, you string your down strums together. But the other thing you can do is to throw a sort of up strum accent. Like that. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Just in case there's anyone going, what is he up to? Right, so anyway, turn that back down. Let's go back to this. And I'm going to cut in around there. Oh, no, I need to hear what else is going on, don't I? Right, so I'm going to drop it in about there. Computer's thinking. Trying to be a bit flash, I think that's what that was. Okay, so let's just have a listen to that. Turn off all the clicking and so on, so we just get the... Good, that's starting to take shape. Let's turn that down a bit. It's getting a bit loud. Right, back up. Let's turn up the tempo. Let's see if we can get GarageBand to do what we want it to do. 2, 4. Now, the guitar at the moment is in the middle channel, which is, of course, time for Cancer, which is where the voice needs to be. So I'm going to stick the guitar. Let's see, the electric piano at the moment is there. I'm still not 100% convinced about the electric piano. And I usually go for a harp, but because I usually go for a harp, I'm kind of thinking it might not be the thing to do, because you don't want to just be predictable and do exactly the same thing all the time. I think some kind of nice... Oh, I want some kind of synth, some kind of electric piano or a vintage piano or a clav. Ooh. Maybe. Let's have a listen to that on its own. '70s clav. Okay, let's go for a classic suitcase piano. Actually, that's quite nice. I like the bell sound. Yeah, there we go. Great. So cancel it in a minute, but it's obviously, what do we need? Bass. Bass. So let's grab some bass. Oh, we got lots of nice basses in the choir as well as it. How's everyone doing? Good, good, good. Great. So now let's have we've got bass organ. maybe not. That would be interesting. Bass keys. That's really very, very bassy. I just want a bass guitar. Filthy bass. I think we've discussed filthy bass. Let's just have a listen to filthy bass. Yeah, that is definitely filthy bass. Welcome everyone to my Sunday night nervous breakdown. Fretless. I like that. Sounds like You Can Call Me Out. Anyway, right, here we go. Interesting choice of notes in a couple of places, but that will do for now. And I'm not going to quantize the bass because it doesn't need to be quantized. You need to have a little bit of humanity in there, otherwise it sounds completely robotic. Now then, time for the cantaloupe. Now it's been 3 minutes, so has it gone out of tune? The answer is almost certainly yes. So I'm going to bring up the tuner. Now you can't see the tuner, but there is a built-in tuner. So I'm going to turn off. Okay, so if I just play this, D's alright. E's a bit sharp, I might get away with E. F is under. It's always the third, isn't it, Suzanne? Always. Let's tune in. Good. Gosh, the G's in tune. Time for a bit of plectrum, and let's strum some cantale. I'm going to put the guitar over there, and let's slow it down a tiny bit, back down to 90. Here we go. Helps you come in on the beat. was sounding quite nice, and then I played the wrong chord. Let's drop in. Okay. There. This is called punching in. Okay, we go. So, speed that up back to performance tempo. Click off that so you can all hear me a little better. Good, good, good. How's everyone doing? Oh, people are talking about the Baran. Baran, I have my fingers crossed. There is a parcel from my mother ready to be opened on Tuesday, and it's suspiciously Baran sized. Oh, I'd love. Actually, it's Baran, isn't it? Baran. Oh my goodness me! Another instrument. Something else I can throw into the mix, quite literally. Right, how about this? Up to tempo, and to hear the news the angels bring on Christmas night, or Christians sing. Hear the news the angels bring, news of great joy, news of great mirth, news of our merciful King's birth. Okay, grand job. So now then, back to the cantaloupe, but I'm going to use it as a percussion instrument this time, and I'm not going to slow it down. Here we go. As I was playing, I caught a comment. Ben, are you walloping that poor cantaloupe? To be fair, the video, the nice Finnish lady who taught me how to play the cantaloupe said you can play it all sorts of ways. You can pluck the strings, and you can even turn it on its side and play it as a percussion instrument. So I do hope that I haven't offended anybody in Finland, but it makes a lovely sound. Let's have a listen to it. Okay, great. So we've got ourselves a sound. Now what we want to do is we want to bring out certain parts of the sound and leave other parts out. Or we also want to make sure it's in time, because that always helps, doesn't it? Oh, no. Redo, there we go. That's an important thing to note. The undo and redo functions on something like this are really quite handy to know about. Okay, so we're going to quantize the audio by doing the same again, 1/8 triplet, and it's going to look at all that. So here we go. Good. Now we go to EQ, which is equalization, and we can see if I put on the analyzer down here, so that is really starting to annoy me. So let me just briefly turn off Patchway Cathedral. Must remember to turn it on again. Just turned it off. If we go down here to the analyzer, it'll show me which parts of the sound. So we can see, I hope you can see, let me check if you can see this. Yes, you can. Good. So we can see it's sort of around the mid-range because it's the instrument is speaking. Now, if I turn up the bass sound and I then turn it up and I move it around, and actually want lots of thump and less of the upper note, which makes it sound like I'm underwater. What I love is it's giving a bit of sympathetic vibration on the strings as well. So let's put this in. Brilliant. One more thing, because I know I've taken a lot longer on this than I thought I was going to. No, don't want to do that. I want to start a completely new track. There we are. Now, one more thing. Those of you who know me know I like a bit of thumping drum, and the best bass drum I've discovered is using this microphone, my fist, and the desk for one of those. So do forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn this down a bit, and let's have a bit of thump on the last verse. Here we go. Exactly subtle, but when we go into this and EQ this, and we take out, let's just listen to it on its own. Just this is me thumping the desk. Okay, now let's put the analyzer on again. Now you can see it's got lots of bass, and I'm going to turn that bass up all the way so we get loads of thump. Oh, sorry, I'm going to turn that down because it's very loud for you. Don't want to deafen anyone. And I'm going to cut the high-pitched sounds. I don't want any of the high-pitched sounds. I don't want any of the rattle or the sound of my fist connecting to the desk. I just want, there we are. And now, if we whack on a whole load of reverb, we can make it sound like that's a big, big bass drum. Here we go. Even more reverb, more than that. Lots and lots of lovely reverb. Cut all the mid, cut all the high, turn up the verb. There we go. So now let's put that back into the mix, and that should be our track. Yes. I think I just want one more little thing on this lovely, lovely cantilly sound. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous sound, but I want, oh yes, of course I need to turn back on Patchway Cathedral. There we go. Right, from the beginning, here we are. Sussex Carol as put together in 40 minutes. Here we go. On Christmas night all Christians sing to hear the news the angels bring. On Christmas night all Christians sing to hear the news the angels bring. News of great joy, news of great mirth, news of our merciful King's birth. Then why should men on earth be so sad, since our Redeemer made us glad? Then why should men on earth be so sad, since our Redeemer made us glad? When from our sin he set us free, all for to gain our liberty. Verse 3. When sin departs before his grace, then life and health come in its place. When sin departs before his grace, then life and health come in its place. Angels and men with joy may sing, all for to see the newborn King. Last verse. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. Glory to God and peace to men, now and forevermore. Amen. There we go. Right. Save. Marvellous. Oh. Going to ask you what I want to call it. It's untitled at the moment. Well, that is the Sussex Carol. Carol. There we go. Right, so turn that one up. And as promised, I'm going to do a bit of polish now on something I did earlier. For those of you who want something a bit softer and a bit quieter, let me just bring up. Just talking about yourselves for the moment. Away in a Manger. There we are. And I need to make that bigger so you can see the whole screen. So this was an hour earlier on, everyone. How are we all doing? Wouldn't we rule the world if Homechoir ran the UN? Oh, no, thank you. Far too much stress, far too much responsibility. I just think we should all just enjoy making music. And, yeah. Okay. But I do appreciate the sentiment, everyone. That's very sweet. Right, so here is Away in a Manger. Now, this is the second. I've actually typed Away in a Manager. I hope that was autocorrect rather than me. Now, if you don't know this version, it's the second tune. If you have the green Carols and Choirs books, those of you that have those, it's not Away in a Manger. It's a different version. So let's have a little listen to this. Sounds like this. Some of you might know it. Away in a manger, a crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Okay, who knows that one? Let me know. It's a nice little piece, that. Really nice. Just want to check one little thing. That's better. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in... Right, so those are the four parts: sop, alto, tenor, bass. And at the moment, it's just that. It's just four parts. There's one bit here, I will confess. I recorded this fifth track in, and then I pitch shifted it up an octave because nobody wants to hear me sing a top D or even a top E with my alto voice. So let's. What we're going to do now is we're going to mix that. I'm going to put that in a different place. So the top line here is bass. I should really label it. So just for you, just because you're here, I'm going to label everything: bass, tenor, tempo, tenor, alto. If you just press tab when you're doing this, and this is sop brackets cheating. There we go. So at the moment it's all panned centrally, so let's think about how a choir would stand. We're the conductor, we're looking out at the audience, we're looking at the choir. So as you look at a choir, the basses are usually on the right. So I'm going to pan the basses. I'm going to say pan it plus 30. So it's a fair way round. Notice I'm not going to put them all the way around to 63 because then they'd be behind us. And so I'm going to say 30 there. Tenors, the opposite, minus 30. So if we just listen to those now. In a manger, no crib for a bed. There we are. So we've got those two parts. If you're wearing headphones, you'll get all that lovely stereo. And the altos, I'm going to... Now, again, the altos stand in front of the basses. Thankfully, often obscuring them. I'm going to get all sorts of comments. Careful, Ben. Careful. That's all right. Most of my basses have their heads in the coffees anyway, so they don't notice. And then sopranos are on the left as you look at them. Here we go. So now that's panned. Just to say, of course, I've panned the altos to 15 or so. If the basses are 30, 15, so it's equidistant. And sopranos, I'm going to say 15 as well. Now, when I have more than 4, I spread it out like a fan with everyone on their own degree. That's what I did with Silent Night. So let's have a listen. There we are. Now what we need to do is to go down to the master track, Space Designer again, and I want the Quarantine Choir Hall because it's where I put all of our singing. And let's have a listen. Lovely. Now what I can do here, and I appreciate you can't see the sliders that I'm working with, so I'll tell you we've got a length, so that's the length of the delay. So if I turn that right up, at the moment, the first setting was 1 second. This is 1.69 seconds. It's how long does the reverb last. I'm going to keep that moderately sensible. 1.1 is fine. Now we've got dry output and reverb output. How much of the dry signal, that is the sound without any reverb added, is in the mix? If I turn that all the way down, what you get is just the reverb. So it sounds like they're miles away. If I turn that even quieter. And if I bring the dry output up, suddenly the singers are right in front of you. So I'm going to turn the dry output down a little bit. I want us to be sort of third pew back, not quite behind a pillar. That's the usual place for me on these concerts. Here we go. Nice. Okay, now if you see these different recordings, I see Dorothy saying I've been panning my recordings 100 to 100. It's fine. It's what you think sounds best. Those of you that do these recordings, use your ears. If you think that sounds all right, that sounds fine, then it's fine. But if you think about sounds three-dimensional, then panning, because it goes all the way round behind you, it's ideal to have it in a sort of a cone from where you are, so that you can see the choir, and if you close your eyes, you can hear exactly where they are and where they're coming from. Now, when we look at these different sound waves, the bass, I do tend to sing the bass a bit quieter than the others, because the bass is a very, very powerful sound, and if you sing loudly, it overpowers the microphone, and you get what's called clipping, which is where if I show you down here, if you can see here, this is the sound wave for the bass part, and if I compare it with the soprano or even the alto, and if we move through to a bit of where I was getting a bit carried away, yeah, you can see that the peaks start to get a bit bigger. There we are. Now, if they get really big, then the top and the bottom of the peak is chopped off. It's flat, and that gives you a distorted sound. And we don't want that. We really don't. But when we look at this, we can see the bass is fairly sedate, tenor is a bit more animated, and alto and soprano are a bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my volume control here. I'm going to make the bass a little louder. Tenor stays where it is. Alto and sop down a bit. This is just so it balances. So it sounds like 4 equal parts rather than the bass is supporting everyone else and the sopranos and altos ruling the roost. No comments, please. want to just check. Oh, that's the stuff. That alto line. Excuse me. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay gives you this incredible. Turn this up. Can't turn it up. Our string of what we call 9/8 suspensions, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this rather nice little plug in here to just boost the alto. There we go. Right, so here we go. Here's the second verse. Splendid. I'm going to save that. That will do. I know the rest is, I haven't played it to you, but you'll hear it on Friday. That's how that one goes. And let's have Deck the Halls. Because this is one, here's one I prepared earlier, as they say. Those of you not from the UK, that's a Blue Peter reference here on a Sunday evening. So here's Deck the Halls. And, I had some fun with this one. There is lots of cantaloupe in this one, Susanna. So here is my take on Deck the Halls. It's not quite finished, but it's getting there. Here we go. And it's nothing like Rutter's version. No comments, please. Fa-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la, 'tis the season to be jolly. Fa-la-la-la-la, fa-la-la-la. Fill the mead cup to rain the barrel, fa la 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 la. Trot the ancient Christmas carol, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. See the flowing bowl before us, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I sing of beauty's treasure, la 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 la. Susanna's hilarious. Here we go. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Fa-da-da-twing all together, fa la 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 la. While I sing of beauty's treasure, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. There we go. So that's what I got so far, folks. I think that's all right. It's not quite as lively and bouncy and fa la 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 as John Rutter's version. I don't know. Let's try it a smidge faster, just a smidge. That's the joy of GarageBand, of course. Just a simple slider. Let's see what happens. That was at 70 something. This is 90. So is this too fast? I quite like that. Deck the hall with boughs of holly. Oh, okay. No, I can't do that. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it? No, don't like it. So I'm going to undo that. I might need to tweak that later on. Okay, so how long? Ooh, only a few minutes. Time to use this as a percussion instrument again. More fun than Rutter's version. That's great. Terry says this seems so slow after John Rutter's version. Well, yes, you can almost get the words in. Oh, good old John. Lovely. Right, so bit of percussion now. Here we go. I didn't start it early enough. Turn it down a bit so I don't deafen everyone at home. Oh, thank you ever so much, everyone. Don't try and compete. I can't compete with John Rutter. Though, as I'm fond of saying, I wish I had his money. Anyway, so, put that all in time. Let's hear that again. Now, I'll make sure I'm panning that properly. Put that in the middle. So that's panned. Here we go. Excellent. Yes, just sedate, isn't it? I quite like a steady deck the hall. Deck the hall, do 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 do, da 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 da, fa la la la, dee. Ooh. Fa la 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 la, while I sing of beauties to treasure. Fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Wow, 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 wow. Good, save that. And does that need anything else? Does that need anything else, folks? I know, it's all right. We've got the opening. I think that guitar needs to be a little bit more prominent. So let's have the guitar just a little bit louder at the start. That is cantilever, by the way. Thank you, everyone. Then in comes the bass with a bit of extra cantilever. La la la, fa la la la. Hey, the new lights and lasses. Fa la la la, da 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 da. Follow me. I'm not sure which verse this is. La 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 la, ya di 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 di, ya da 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 da. Fa la la la. I want to put some more cantilever in. I don't think there's enough cantilever in this. There's only 2 tracks, and I just want to get a bit of texture. Though it sounds like it's a little out of tune because it's been 2 minutes. That's all right. E is still a bit sharp. F sharp's flat. Yep. A is under, isn't it? Just by 2 microcents. Okay, just a bit of texture, just in this 3rd verse. Here we go. just want that little bit of texture in the background. And let's have a listen to that. So nearly there. Going to pan that off to one side, and I think I'm going to turn it right down, and I'm going to put a little bit of that crunch guitar I used last week, the amp switcher, which I just love. Let's have a listen. Distorted cantaloupe. Sorry, she's... That beat in there is totally wrong. So that's the problem with quantizing. Sometimes it doesn't do what you want it to do. So is that off? Let's turn it off and just assume that's able to play it large. Quaffing all together, fa la 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 la. While I sing of beauty's treasure, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. There we goes. I just need to just clean that up a little bit at the end, so we don't. So I'm going to use automation here. Those of you not familiar with automation, you press the letter A on GarageBand. And these lovely lines appear, and I can then make the volume, the dynamics change. I can do that over a long period of time or a short period of time. Works better on the last chord if it's over a longer period. There we are. And just so it doesn't stop suddenly, but also we don't get any of the sort of snuffling and shuffling sort of sounds. I'm just going to turn that off. Let that last chord. That's it. There we go. Right, so let's take the halls, and I know I'm overrunning. If you need to go, folks, I'm going to do one more, very quick. I wonder as I wonder, as I wonder as I wonder. And speaking of Mr. Rutter, I rather cheekily nicked a bit of his harmony from the middle. Shh, don't tell him. Let's go. Let me make sure you can see all this. Yeah, lots and lots of tracks this week. But it's all a joy. Oh, that's interesting. Let's quit GarageBand and restart it, because it's decided it doesn't want to be picked up in OBS. I think it's embarrassed. Can't imagine why. How's everyone doing? Good, good. Oh, tubular bells. How can I... I just love tubular bells. Mike Oldfield, what a genius. Absolutely phenomenal musician. Wrote it, recorded all of Tubular Bells when he was 17. You know, you can really go off some people. Right. So this is I Wonder as I Wander, and I need to get my words for this one. So this is what I've got so far. It's not finished, and this is for... Is this tomorrow? I think this is tomorrow. Never knowingly over-prepared, ladies and gentlemen. So that's that. Back to this. Is this tomorrow? Yes. So Homechoir, deck the halls, get the score. I wonder as I wonder. There we are. So this is what it sounds like so far. It's not finished, but it's all right. Needs a better opening than that. I wander out under the sky, how Jesus the Saviour did come for to die, for poor ornery people like you and like I wonder as I wonder out under wise men and farmers and shepherds and all, but high from God's heaven a star's light did fall, and the promise of ages it did then recall. If Jesus had wanted for any wee thing, a star in the sky or a bird on the wing, or all of God's angels in heaven for to sing, he surely could have it, 'cause he was the king. I wonder as I wander out under the sky, how Jesus the Saviour did come for to die, for poor ornery people like you and like I wonder as I wander out under the sky. Okay, so as I say, not finished. Still got a beginning and an ending to sort out. I'm not 100% convinced of the instrumentation. I don't know. The harp is nice. It works. I'm not going to go for dulcimer because that's my go-to. And this one is not. I'm sorry, Susanna. I'm not. Don't leave unless you have to. I'm not going to put cantilena in this one. This one's got to be. It's got to have that American sound because it's an American carol. So Celtic harp, no, not Celtic harp. Lovely as it is. Native American flute, no. Peruvian panpipe, tango accordion, no. Let's go for, what does the lute sound like? Or even the bouzouki. Lovely. It's the Irish bouzouki, which I know you appreciate. It's a Greek instrument. Banjo. Ooh. No, I daren't. Such a lovely carol. So electric piano and... that actually works. That, I don't sound surprised. More reverb on the bouzouki. Less punch. Less of the pluck. That's better. So I've just taken, as you can see here on EQ, I've just taken the peak off, which has just softened the sound so it's less intense, and you just get the ring of the note. But in fact, to get the ring of the note, what we need is the mid-range, which is here. And just push that up so you get more. Let's put some strings in. We haven't used strings in a while. Proper strings. String legato. Smooth. Doo-doo. That's what we need. Right, second verse. We bring the strings in. Lovely stuff. Here we go. Do some tweaking on that, I think, later on once I'm offline. But we just need to just put a proper ending on that bouzouki. There was a bit of a bent note in there, which I quite like. Something like that. And let's have the electric piano joining in as well. And we'll leave it unresolved because it's one of those pieces. I'm just going to extend the chord here. I want it to ring for a lot longer than I played. So does that work if I do that? And likewise here. I want that last note to last a lot longer. Ding, 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 ding. So I select all of them. I'm now going to drag and drag and drag and drag. That's lasting a bit too long. So let's take that off here. Okay, so I think we've got some nice music there. Now we're going to take the strings right back. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit unusual. I'm going to bring up the Space Designer, which is here. And I'm going to turn the dry output all the way down and turn the reverb all the way up so we just get this. So they sound a long way away. In fact, I'm going to put them in an even bigger hall. How long can I get away with? 4 seconds. Ooh, Grand Hall 2. There's a couple of dodgy notes in there, but I'll sort those out tomorrow. So here we go, everyone. Last thing for tonight. Sing with me, I wonder as I wander. Let's do the whole thing. Well, thank you as always for your lovely patience. Oh, have I changed the screen? What's happened? What's happened? Oh. No, it's not letting me. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, that's annoying. It's not showing me the window. And the only way I could do it would be to stop the stream. Well, look, sing along. Sing along. I can't select it. I'm sorry. I think it's reached its overloaded or something. Well, sing along with me anyway. Here we go. Actually, no, I tell you what, I'm not going to be beaten by this. I refuse. Give me a moment. There are ways and means, ladies and gentlemen. Can I capture the display? Ah, interesting. Let's try that. Yeah, OBS, it seems, has just gone, too much GarageBand. So, does this work if I do this? Right, fade. Aha! There we are. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. Thanks, Kathy. I think Ben must be a wee bit OCD. You've just noticed. Here we go. I wonder as I wonder. I wonder as I wander out under the sky, how Jesus the Saviour did come for to die for poor ornery people like you and like I wonder as I wander out under the sky. When Mary birthed Jesus, 'twas in a cow stall, with wise men and farmers and shepherds and all. But high from God's heaven a star's light did fall, and the promise of ages it did then recall. If Jesus had wanted for any wee thing, a star in the sky or a bird on the wing, or all of God's angels in heaven for to see, he surely could have had it, 'cause he was the king. Last verse, everyone. Here we go. I wonder as I wander out under the sky, how Jesus the Saviour did come for to die for poor ornery people like you and like I wonder as I wander Just that, I want the strings on the last chord as well. Helps you choose the right instrument in England, doesn't it? So everyone, apologies for that slight mishap with the screen on this one. Let me just play this last chord. Dum dum C nine. Oh. There we go, and it's done. So everybody, thank you so much for being here this evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. As always, it's a great pleasure to see you. Now, by the way, in case you're thinking, what is that on the middle of the screen? This is my streaming software. This is OBS. And you can see, so I've got a preview window here with my logo on this side. And this is how I run my broadcasts. So you can see exactly what I see. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to fade to full screen and hopefully this will disappear. There we are. So look, thanks ever so much for being here tonight, everyone. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our Folk Monday Christmas with Deck the Halls and I Wonder As I Wonder and more besides. Great to see you. Have a great evening and all the very best, folks. Oh, hang on, before I do. You're grand, says Nikki. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Kathy. Go and have your dinner. Yes, I'm going to be in trouble. Thank you, Emma. Good thing we don't have a dog. The dinner's going to be in the cat, Emma. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Norb. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Alison. Home win. Oh, bless you all. Thanks, Julie. So look, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Great to see you. See you tomorrow. All the best.